Hello everyone, welcome. Thank you for joining me. In this session, we're going to use the wall and focus on pushing motions like push-ups. You need a space that is clear that you can use and also that there's traction under you so slipping is not an issue. So socks are hard, shoes are great, or put a mat down, whatever you need to do that. Now, the hardest thing about doing push-ups, people, besides the nature of not wanting to do them, is that they're afraid of hurting themselves or what's going on. So you're going to start with your hands on the wall, shoulders about shoulder distance apart. Your hands can be rotated out of it, that's fine. Now, just here, your hands and wrist may not love this. So if that's you, you're going to find a towel or something to put under the palm of your hand to elevate your hand away from the floor so your fingers aren't going to be encouraged to do the same range of motion as they would with the palms flat on the wall. Right? That will help you. Once you've got yourself set and comfortable with this, you can walk your feet a little further away or start more perpendicular, it does not matter. All you're going to do is you're going to bend your elbows and bring your body towards the wall and then push your body away from the wall. Right? This is a great way to practice this. Elbows bent. Feel the shoulder blades moving towards each other behind you, towards your spine, and then shoulder blades move away from each other as you press. Elbows bend, body leans forward, keeping that nice long plank, and then push away. As you bend, make sure you don't just bring your chest forward. That's fine, so just not this exercise. Hips go with the chest and head. Breathe deeply. 6, take your time. Elbows bend, adjust your hands as you need to. Shoulders come together behind you, and push. 5, push the wall away, straight arms. Bend, easy, shoulders come together. Really push and try and straighten those arms as much as you can. 4, completely as much as you can. Bend, shoulders come together. And then push the wall away strongly. Push. 3, easy. Bend, good everyone. Push and drive. Push strongly, 2, you got it. Bend, easy, really good job. And then push and drive, 1. And then rest. So, we're going to do a bit of counterbalancing for that because that could be a lot of front of your body shortening. You want to get the upper reverse arm, right? The upper back part to shorten now. So remember we had our shoulder blades moving, which is really helpful for the health of your shoulder girdle. When your arm bones move to get the shoulder blade to be involved, right? Acknowledge that. We're going to do a similar thing here. I'm going to start straight forward like we just practiced, right? Now you're going to pull and bend and try and touch the wall behind you with your elbows and really draw the top of the shoulders back quite strongly. Then return forward. So it's the same motion, but now the emphasis is reversed. You're really squeezing the shoulder blades together behind you as your elbows push lightly into the wall to help you engage back the upper back, and then return forward. Again, make sure that when you pull, the top of the shoulder does not face forward, right? The top of the shoulder is going to go back with you every time. And that can be tricky for a lot of people to understand. The whole shoulder complex has to go back 6, not just the bottom, keeping the top forward, right? You want to try not to do that. Easy breathe. Pull the whole thing back. You can touch the wall lightly to really help you squeeze the shoulder blades together towards your spine. Easy breathe. Let's do 5 more here. Again, pull back together quite strongly, tall, 5. I'm not leaning forward or away from the wall. I'm just pushing it into the wall gently to get more engagement forward. Really, when you have contact with things, it helps a lot. 3, with your ability to engage your body more than without, Joe, especially when you're learning things. Breathe deeply. We have 2 more to go. I think I'm horrible at counting. I apologize. Easy. Top of the shoulder goes back with you every single time, and then return. It's gonna want to go forward like I'm showing you here. Try and get that top of the shoulder on both shoulders to pull back with you, squeezing together, and then rest. And that's a nice way to balance your shoulder girdle, right? First, we could focus on contracting the front, and then we could focus on contracting the back, right? So let's repeat that. Again, you can walk your feet further back if you want to. You don't have to. It does not really matter that much, right? Now, I know where you're at. I got you. Where do my elbows go? Fine. It's a good question. Your elbows can bend more in towards your torso. That's a great version. 10, nothing wrong with that, right? And again, keeping the elbows closer to your torso can make it's safer long term, 9, but that may not be comfortable in everyone's wrist and palms. 8. So then you can let your elbows flare out a little bit away from the body, angling. 7, pushing strongly. Again, that's fine. Breathe deeply. 6, that may not be everyone's comfort. You can let your elbows bend out wider if you want to. 5, that may be comfortable for you, specifically in this position where there's not a lot of weight on the shoulder girdle. Breathe deeply. 4, your joints might crave that in terms of it just feels easier to bend them. There's less tension or resistance. 3, that's fine. But realize that this is the most aggressive place for your elbows to go because they're furthest from your body, so it requires a lot more joint support. And therefore, you're at risk for potentially, as the weight load increases, putting strain on your joints with your elbows that far out. And that's, something to think about. Now let's reverse this. Okay? You can do the same thing, same kind of emphasis here, right? Elbows close to your body, top of shoulder going back, squeezing together, right? And go forward. Again, nice and tall. Shoulder goes back, squeeze elbows together strongly. 9, looking away from the floor. Again, the elbows can flare out away from the body a little bit, but still take the top of that shoulder back. Pull it back together with you strongly every time. 7. Again, easy. Pull it back with you. 6. You can have the elbows be further away from the body, almost higher towards your shoulder. That's fine as well. Make sure the whole shoulder complex goes back with you. Easy breathe. Again, the elbows further away from your torso. When you add weight, this will be the more aggressive position to do. Breathe deeply. 3, action time. Really pull back and draw shoulders together so strongly. 2, one more time. Again, pull back, squeeze shoulders together very, very strongly. And then go forward and rest. So hopefully you felt that again. Similar feeling, right? We did the front contracting, then we did the back contracting, right? There's not much stretch on this exercise. In the front, when you're lowering, it is a stretch for the front of the body, but most people feel the results of the push more than the lowering. That's why it's called a push up, right? All right, let's do one more. Oh, you want to change it a little different? Okay. If you're bored, you can bring your hands a little closer together. If it's too easy for you, you can angle your fingers towards each other or more upright. That's fine. If your hands are closer together, realize the elbows might want to flare out quite a lot, so just be aware of that. Elbows bend, shoulder blades come together, and then push. Push the straight arms to 10. Again, elbows come towards your torso versus out more, unless you don't feel comfortable doing that. Then they can flare out a bit more. Easy breathe. Again, they can be flared out here, that's fine. It's just when they go far out from the body that it becomes more aggressive on your shoulder girdle. Breathe deeply and push. 7, all the way out there. Feel the shoulder blades come together towards your spine as you bend the elbows. Feel them separate away from the spine as you push. 6, that's what you're going for. Bending, lowering, descending. And push. 5, really good job there. Easy, bend, control. Nice, everyone. Push and drive. 4, really good job there. Take your hips with you every time. 3, your body stays in that nice long plank. Shoulder blades come together. Shoulder blades separate, pushing the wall away from you. 2. Shoulder blades come together. That's right. And then push wide apart and then rest. Great job. Turn around, get the elbows where they can touch the wall gently. Arms reach forward. And again, you're going to squeeze and pull the shoulder blades together here quite strongly. Now, if you want, you can angle those elbows in more behind your body, and that will get more contraction, so long as your shoulder isn't pointing forward. Stay nice and tall with your chest to really help that. 9. So they can think of touching your elbows towards the wall and touching each other behind you. 8. But if you're doing that, make sure you really pull the top of the shoulder back with you every single time. 7. Because it's very easy to do that and have the shoulder roll forward there. Breathe thick, then you're missing the soft tissue fibers of your upper back really shortening. And that's why we're doing this. 5. Specifically to get the upper back soft tissue fibers to engage and shorten. 4 is the big modus operandi there. Again, easy, breathe, pull together. 3. Nice work there, nice and tall. Again, easy, pull, squeeze together behind you. 2. Really good job, reach forward. Again, easy, pull shoulders back together and elbows touch the wall, shoulders together, and then rest. Really good job. Oh, you want another variation? Well, I like these questions that you're asking. It's very nice. You can have one leg off the floor. It can be behind you. That'll be a little bit more aggressive. It can be slightly in front of you, a little bit more gentler, right? So do whatever works for you. You do the same thing. On one leg, you go for a lot more balance there, and then push. 10. Again, elbows bend, shoulder blades come together behind you, and push. 9, twist your arms. Breathe deeply, easy. 8, so from a distance, this may not look very 7, intense, but you can feel how the intensity builds quite quickly. Breathe deeply. 6, especially if you focus on shoulder blades coming together here when you bend, and apart when your arms are straight. 5, on both variations, facing the wall and away from the wall. Elbows bend, shoulder blades together and apart to straighten. 4. Again, hold that balance. Breathe deeply. 3, push all the way out there. Lean forward, take the hips with you. Breathe deeply. 2. I know you're wondering what's next, huh? We're just going to switch legs and keep trucking. Take a break if you need to. Easy breathe and push. 10. Yeah, so that means we're going to do 20. Isn't that nice? Breathe deeply and push. 9. You're doing great. Take the hips with your shoulders. Come together behind you and they separate. 8. Great job. They come towards each other behind you and they separate. 7. Try and stretch those fingers out as much as you can without strain. 6. Make sure they're not curling on the wall in front of you. Breathe deeply. 5. Pay attention to how your wrists feel. Easy control. Breathe deeply. 4. Breaks your grip. Bend. Lower gently. Push all the way out there. 3. Great job. You're doing really well there. Breathe and push. 2. One more time. Lower. Lean forward. Great job. And push all the way out there. Really good job. You know we're going to switch legs here, right? You can put the foot on the wall behind you for more balance, or off the wall for, in case you want to touch. You can also have the foot just barely on the floor or off. You can also have the knee forward here in this version. Knee forward's a bit more intense because the floor is a little further away. You can also have it behind you that feels better for you, right? Arms forward. And again, pull. Touch the wall behind you. Pull the top of that shoulder back. 9. Now when you're standing here, make sure you're not sinking into this hip. 8, and that looks like this. You're going to let the hip go out to the side. Try not to do that. 7. It's tempting. Breathe deeply. Shoulder blades squeeze the wall behind you. 6. Every time. Great job. Pull. Squeeze the wall behind you. 5. Squeeze together. Take the top of that shoulder back every time. 6. Easy breathe. Every single time as you push, squeeze together. 5. Nice work there. Nice and tall. Squeeze together. 4. Great job there. Nice and tall. Whole shoulder goes back. 3. Not just the bottom of the shoulder. Top of the shoulder goes back every single time. 2. One more time. Again, really grow tall. That balance gets to you after a while. Other side. That's nice. Again, pull and grow tall. 10. Actually, you can have the foot down. You can have 2 feet down. That's fine. You're doing great. 9. Nice and tall and strong. 3. Again, pull. Squeeze. Top of the blade back together. 8. Grow tall through the crown of your head. Look away from the floor. 7. The floor is not going anywhere. I promise you. Breathe. Again, pull together deeply. 6. Excellent work here. Again, breathe. Exhale strongly. 5. Breaks your grip. Don't worry about it. Pull together ever so strongly. 4. Nice work there. Control. Pull together. 3. Great job. Again, easy. Pull together. 2. One more time. Shoulders come forward. Shoulders go back. Oh, together. And they separate. And rest. Excellent job. Now, once you've got your hands back, I'm not recommending that you have installed a wall with movable bars. That's just what I have. Right? This could be a high countertop or a lower countertop. I don't have one that's countertop height here, so I can't really show that. And taking my camera to the kitchen counter is just too complicated. Right? So, if you're using a countertop, your hands are going to be on the corners of the counter, and you might like that more than your hands on the wall because your fingers aren't required for the same range of motion there. Right? Hands about shoulder distance apart. In that plank, you can start with your feet further back, that's fine. It's the same thing regardless. Your shoulder blades come together and shoulder blades push apart. 10. Easy. Bend. Breathe deeply. And push. 9. See, it's not that much different on the countertop. Breathe deeply. 8. It does increase the intensity specifically to get your hips and torso to stay in that alignment. 7. What tends to happen is people want to lower their torso, not move their hips. 6. Or the chest hangs back. Breathe deeply. 5. It's hard to find that alignment. And the countertop, 4, can really assist that awareness. Easy. Breathe. And push. 3. Shoulders come together. Lean forward. And push. Shoulders separate. 2. They come towards you. The elbows bend behind you if they can. And push. 1. Excellent job. Now, if this is my countertop here, I'm going to have my forearms on the countertop, on the edge of it, right? You can stretch the elbows and then bend them. Easy. Squeeze the legs together more and then squeeze them less. Here, my body's going forward a bit. 8 and then back. Control, breathe deeply. 7. I'm showing the form here because your countertop is probably lower than one I have. 6. Easy breathe. Again, shoulder blades squeeze together, 5, and then they squeeze less. Whole shoulder blade goes back together, 4. Really good job. Again, whole shoulder goes back, 3. Every single time. Whole shoulder blade goes back, 2. One more time. Squeeze them together. You got it. And rest. Great job. And then you would repeat with that. And that's how that works. It's not that different than on the wall, and specifically your hands might like the countertop more, especially on the corner. That's often a good feeling as long as it's not too sharp. You can put like a pad there if you need to, or a towel so it doesn't move too much. All right? So that sense of pushing, but also pulling is really helpful. It's not wrong to just push, but you can feel how that would really make the fibers in the front of your torso short over time. Conversely, it's okay, you can just pull, and that's really good, but you can feel how that's going to contract the upper back and middle back fibers a lot, and not the front fibers as much, and that's fine as well. Doing a balance of both is really, really supportive for your whole body and your posture. You'll find that over time, you'll crave that if you did a push, you want to do a pull, and that's the best thing you can do for your long-term health and well-being, is do as much oppositional work as you can. If you pushed, you pulled, right? And whatever setup that might mean for you. Maybe one day is your push, your next day is a pull. If you don't want to mix up on the same day, that's how that works. All right, I hope you enjoyed that. I hope it's less frightening to do some push-ups now, to do some pulling motions. My name is Eric. This is Nucleus Strength. I look forward to getting stronger with you in the future. Yours in good health. Take care.